we can also overload constructor. What overloading means? Overloading means we can create the same constructor with different signatures, meaning with different parameters. So as you can see here, going back to our person class constructor here, we created one that's empty. Name, we favored our getters and setters. And if we wanted, we can actually create different constructors, meaning overload our constructors. So that way we give when programmers are creating new objects. Meaning, so if we have person constructor here, let's leave it at like that. It's just an empty one, okay? Because now when we create this person class object, we are using the getters and setters to construct or to set up our class object, okay? But now we could also do overloading constructors, okay? So we can say public again, person. Notice, in order for us to overload, we need to differentiate the constructors, right? That's how we know we are overloading. We're creating different versions of a constructor. So in this case, we can say we want to make sure that this one here is gonna take in a my name as a parameter, as an argument. Okay, so here we can say name, we're setting it to my name. Person constructor here is an overload. And the same thing we can go ahead and save another one, create another one, public person, and we can go ahead and say string. We can say string my name again. Notice there's a problem now because we're saying, well, they have to be different in order for this to work. So we'll have to add another one. I'm gonna go ahead and say int age, int my age, all right? And then we can say name. I'm gonna set it to my name, and age, set it to my age. Okay, and we can keep going. We can say public person again. We can go ahead and say string my name, int my age, and then int my height. And do the same, name my name, age my age, height my height. Let's comment all the setters here. Let's comment it all out. That way we have it a little bit cleaner, and we don't really need that for now. So all of these constructors have been overloaded, and the main thing you have to notice here is that the signature or the parameters are all different, and that's how we know we are overloading it. Now if we go back to our Java class and call, you notice we have issues here. That's because our set, we got rid of all of our set, because guess what, we're actually setting things up using our constructors. Now if we go ahead and let's get rid of all of that, notice we have no error. We can actually create a person, my person object without setting everything up in our constructor. Why? Well, because one of our constructors here is empty. So we said, yep, that's fine. If you want to just go ahead and create a constructor that's empty, that's all fine. Now, if you notice here, if we go back, let's go and recreate everything here. Say new person. Look what happens now. So the moment you type in person P, we have all of these different constructors that we can use. Right? So now it's saying here, well, you know what? You can actually create an empty object, right? That has no initialization there because we created there. And the second one here, there's the one that we have to pass in a string for name. All right? Next one, you pass in a name and age. Okay. Next one, you pass in all of the different variable, all of the different parameters. So by overloading our constructor, it gives us more options that we can use in order to create different objects, right? So as you can see here, one without anything, the second one with one parameter, third one with two, and the second one, the fourth one with three. Okay, so now if you enter like that and you see it tells you right away things that you have to pass in order to create your object. Okay, so we can say here, Gina, age, let's put 23, height, let's put 4. Right now, if we go and say my person that show data, we should see here. So run. Say my name is Gina, 23, 4, because that's what we did here. We've used this last constructor here, overloaded constructor. So that's another option you have when creating your objects, when creating your classes, I mean, because then you give people who are going to be using your class more options on how to initialize their objects as they create them. And of course, this, what we're learning here, you will see more of it when we start digging in more thoroughly inside the Java class libraries, right? Because Java as a language, it's pre-built with a lot of classes that we can just use as we wish, whenever we want to use them. And so you will notice later that when we start using those classes that come with Java, we notice that some of them will give us a lot of options as to what parameters or what overloaded functions or constructors that we can use as we instantiate certain objects. All right, great. So I'll see you in the next video.